Hey there, guys. Sean Levy here, director and producer of Night at the Museum. Welcome to MC Escher's Relativity. Not quite the actual artwork, but a green screen stage where we are going to bring the artwork to life.
Do another one. It's over there.
You mean up there? This whole place is cattywampus.
Perfect. That's gonna work, right? Roll camera. Really good.
It all started with this idea. How can we take some of the rules that we set up in Night at the Museum 2 and take them to the next level in this new adventure?
3, 2, 1, go!
MC Escher is a conceptual visual artist. He visualizes the impossible. Relativity, which is arguably his most famous piece, takes 3 different planes of gravity and coalesces them into this dynamic and impossible universe that operates with its own laws, its own rules that have nothing to do with our reality.
It's over there!
You mean up there?
So the idea here being you have Lancelot, Larry Daly, and Teddy Roosevelt all in pursuit of the tablet as they try and navigate the impossibility of this artwork from the inside.
My initial reaction was, that'll be really cool. My second reaction was, oh my God, how do you do that?
I didn't have a gut reaction because I didn't understand it. But once I started to understand it, I knew how complex it was going to be, and it took us 2 months of R&D to even be able to translate any form of human perception of this sequence.
We've gone into a painting in the last museum, so for this one, it wasn't necessarily the mechanics of getting into the actual painting, but once you're in this world where there's different gravities and we're going to be playing the different gravities, how are we going to physically do that?
What did it look like? Show me. It was a daunting task and a totally intimidating challenge, but one that was also exciting.
It's easily the most challenging and brain-twisting undertaking I've had anything to do with.
But we also knew that if we could figure out how to pull it off, it would be certainly unlike anything we've done in this franchise and potentially unlike anything we had seen in any movie. Before we even could deal with how we pull it off, the whole thing was, what are we trying to pull off? And so the way that started was with a pointer. This is a little obnoxious, a little kind of megalomaniacal, but I found this pointer very handy. We basically built a model so that we could understand what this 2-dimensional artwork would be like and feel like when it was in the movie as a 3-dimensional environment. And that's why the pointer's handy, so that I don't have to constantly like have my head in the model. I could use my pointer. I became a little addicted to my pointer, as you can maybe tell. Anyway, we would figure out, okay, where do they start? We probably did a dozen sessions where we would just sit with this model going, what should happen? And we would do something like this. We'd break off one of our trusty men, and this would become Ben Stiller. And we would go, okay, what if Ben Stiller tackles Lancelot onto this layer? And then the tablet falls down here, but crazily ends up falling from the ceiling to here. And so we basically, frankly, not unlike kids playing with toys, we manipulated and moved things around to come up with a shot-by-shot equation, a kind of language that would tell the story in a way that felt dynamic and cool, but not so tricky and wonky that the audience got lost.
Hey, that was a good one. No idea that would work.
So we had the what, and then we moved into the how. And that was a whole other chapter that was pretty mind-numbing. So figuring out the how involved trickery. Trickery, not unlike this mirror that you're shooting me in, because if you're visualizing something impossible, it takes a lot of work.
Working in that 3-gravity world took some getting used to, getting our head around it. He's gonna have to bend over the railing, which in this orientation will put him head down.
Are you sure about that?
Could you now go down the stairs, but go up the stairs at the same time?
Coming down the right, on the coming down, you're exiting on the left, right?
So you were saying that with that...
You threatening Ben?
Yeah. Where, Where is Ben? Where is Ben at that point? Point your sword across the stairs and make sure your arm is down the stairs and your leg is going up.
This is before or after he's done his first. Anyway.
This is giving me a headache. Give me the tablet.
Because there's so many different gravity levels, you can't just line up shots and shoot them as you would any other normal shoot.
These are our previous storyboards. Each of these panels is representative of a shot or a part of a shot.
There are times when the three characters are in one shot and they're each in a different gravity. In cases like that, they each had to be shot separately.
So if we have to do 3 different pieces of it, then there's 3 different panels of the same shot so that we can schedule our days.
I'll go 3, 2, 1, tackle. Snaps your head up to the first X and crawl as you look at the second. Ready and action.
3, 2, 1, go!
Cut.
So you have 60 shots times 3 layers. Means, and I'm no math whiz, but like a lot, I know it's 180, I'm just being disingenuous, a lot of elements and layers that would have to be grabbed and captured individually to combine into something seamless and unified.
That'll be mine.
And then we broke down the whole Escher world into these different set pieces.
We need stairs that worked in 2 different orientations because that's the nature of the Escher world.
We have about 6 generic ones and 7 specific stunt layouts, we call it. So it makes it vastly more complicated to shoot, more interesting also. It's been fun, few days.
And once everybody was on the same page of how we were going to execute it, we pre-produced the entire sequence a week before we came in here.
We had a tech week last week where we shot all this stuff prior to having the whole crew here with the visual effects team, making sure that all the ideas worked. Shooting a video of the scene with editing and using the same shots you would in the movie.
It made it a lot easier for us on First Unit to just integrate their information, come in here and execute the plan.
Very good, guys. Excellent.
We have positions for the cameras. We take the camera to a position, then we A/B it with a wireframe to make sure the position's correct.
Hold right there.
Then we turn on the Escher world to show simulcam to the director, basically showing him a glimpse of the final product.
Dad, do you want to see it?
Everybody can see a video game quality rendition of the Escher world rather than this green abstract void.
Even his look to Robin looked good.
Yeah.
You prep it, you prep it, you prep it, and so when you get to the day, you just start banging off shots.
Mark.
Thank you.
As a coordinator, I deal with the actors.
How does Teddy look?
And train them to do the gags that I feel that they're able to do with the limited amount of time we had to work out with them.
Let your hips go first and follow with the posing.
Let's go while we're feeling, while me and Dan are in it.
Mark.
3, 2, 1, action! Cut! We're gonna go again. Down, step to your right, react.
Most of the wire work of it all is usually transferring from one gravity plane to another. So we had Ben running along the platform, jumping over the railing, breaking into the next gravity plane, and then putting his feet on the wall, which is actually the floor of the other gravity plane.
Nice.
Which way is up?
It's very confusing. Yeah.
I never thought we would do this shot practically with the guy. I mean, it's with
Camera's
Ben.
going up. Here we go.
The most unique aspect of this entire thing is we're able to use our real actors to do all of these stunts when normally you wouldn't. It would be faked with CG actors and CG characters.
And set. 3, 2, 1, go!
Very good. Cut. That was great, man. Great, man.
So that means we just completed the shot, so we don't have to worry about it anymore.
So one of the challenges, as you can imagine, in a sequence like this, is it's so densely technical and it's so kind of piecemeal that it's easy to lose sight of what's at stake and at play in the scene itself. The outcome I need is the feel of a dagger on the back of Ben's neck.
That's his head.
Part of the job as a director, beyond the kind of figuring of it all out, is now having figured it out, to still make sure that we carve out enough space for the actors to give me the performance we need so that they understand for every shot where it fits in to the greater whole.
You saw him get kicked over the rail.
Am I trying to grab his hand?
Yes, he's gonna lose his grip.
Okay.
So that we have a sequence that isn't just cool looking, but more importantly, viscerally engaging and honest from a character point of view.
Just a little longer after the handoff before you jump. Half a beat is plenty. Running, glance, running, slide, whoa, go. Going again, we're in a good zone, here it comes. Little breathless, you've been through it already. 3, 2, 1, action!
Let me go, Lawrence. This is giving me a headache. Give me the tablet.
So why do we put ourselves through all this? It's a good question. There have been moments over the last 6 months as we've been trying to crack this thing where I found myself thinking, why couldn't they have gone into a still life or a Mondrian where it's just unmoving, colorful lines? And I guess the answer is you guys. The audience only gets the best possible experience if we give them the most mind-bending, original visuals possible. And so, as a result, the sequence required incredible time and mental focus and devotion. But I think that the results on screen will be worth all of that effort. And the people who watch the movie, other than you guys who have been watching this whole thing, they'll never know how much went into it.
Right.
They'll just be along for the ride. And hopefully it's a ride the likes of which they've never taken before. So that's what makes it all worthwhile.
It's great. I have no notes, we're done.